Yes, hello, welcome to our first D3-D4 football vlog of 2020. And what a night I have chosen to turn out for a football game. It is Stevenage versus Oldham Athletic, being dubbed by some on Twitter as the Dino Derby. Really looking forward to this match. Not so much the weather. Looking pretty grim out there. Might be not one for the football purists, but we'll have to wait and see. Both sides need the points. Stevenage, I mean, they just don't score goals, do they? 15 goals is all they have scored all season. They have the lowest shot conversion rate in the division. In fact, they have the lowest shot conversion rate in English football. So I'm not expecting this one to be a net buster, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys closer to the ground. Right, hi there. I have finally made it inside the ground. It's lovely weather for football. Actually, the pitch doesn't look too bad. I'm going to check the team news in a second. But I would imagine this is going to be a game of pretty attritional football. I can tell already that it's not going to be a night that encourages the ball to be played around on the ground. But we'll have to wait and see. I have been surprised before, but I'm looking forward to it in a strange sort of pessimistic way. Game's just kicked off here, and already you can tell this weather is going to play a big part into the proceedings tonight. Here comes Stevenage though down the side of the pitch, and Oldham just about get it clear. I think that's going to be a corner, and it is. First corner of the game goes to Stevenage. Still 0-0, but the conditions are terrible, and it's going to be interesting how that plays out tonight. Bit of Oldham pressure here, first time in the game. Johnny Smith having a shot that stung the palms of Paul Farman in goal, and then just a shot come wide, deflected wide. First corner of the game for Oldham. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Trying the short corner routine that worked at Macclesfield. Takes a deflection and it's gone wide. I think that's going to be another corner. It is. Oldham doing quite well so far. Both teams, despite the conditions, putting in a decent effort so far. Right, we played 20 minutes of the game so far. You have to give credit to Oldham. They're pressing very high up. They're pressing hard, causing Stevenage some problems. Johnny Smith just standing on the ball there in a promising position. The weather, they're dealing with it quite well. Paul Farman obviously saving that effort from Johnny Smith. Probably the closest we've had to a goal at either end. But at the moment, it's still 0-0. And it's a pretty even game, as you could probably imagine. Free kick here to Oldham in a promising position. I think it's Johnny Smith who's over on the far side. Some debate whether it was actually a foul in the first place. The weather like it is, you just ping it in the box, it could go anywhere. You just got to get someone on it though. Exangpo standing miles offside as it is at the moment. One day we'll have this free kick. I'm just waiting for the referee to sort out some shenanigans going on in the box around the penalty spot. Still no one taking it. Referee telling Johnny Smith to hold it. And now he's coming over to tell the substitutes to move. So the Oldham substitutes here, Mohamed Silla, Mohamed Maouche, and I think Johan Brange, all having a chat, sort of standing far too close to the penalty area. Referee telling him to move over. Right, the free kick will eventually be taken by Johnny Smith. It's better be worth it. Oh, it's a good ball, and palmed away well by the goalkeeper, who was fouled apparently, so it all came to nothing after that. Still 0-0. here picked up by David Jones of Oldham. Mohamed Sylla just gone to strip off. He might be coming on to replace him. Didn't quite see what happened, but he's been quite good on the ball tonight, so it would be a disappointing end to his evening. Right, so best chance of the game just came to Stevenage moments ago. Really good save by Woods in the Oldham net. And then the header wide, I didn't quite see who did it, but it was a pretty easy chance you'd expect them to score. But this is Stevenage, and they don't score goals, and that is the big problem. So far in this game, I have to say they've been second best. Oldham putting on a lot of pressure, getting a lot of balls into the box. Been a bit wasteful. Zankpo having a goal correctly ruled out for offside, but it's still 0-0, and we've played 42 minutes. Substitution for Oldham, Zeus coming on for the injured Gary Woods, who is gingerly walking back up the touchline here. We are literally, I don't know if you can see that, we're in stoppage time at the end of the first half, and it is still 0-0. Second half just kicked off here at the Latics Stadium, 0-0 at half time. Good chat actually with a couple of the Oldham French players at half time. It's quite interesting, they're working hard for the team. They look pretty united despite what some people have suggested. Dear, this is going to be a long second half. One goal will be enough to win this game, you feel. At the moment it's still 0-0, not many chances, probably Oldham's best chance coming from, I'd say, a long shot from Johnny Smith. And yeah, I think Stevenage will be disappointed they didn't take the lead when they had that breakaway sort of halfway through the first half. Big news though was that Woods cannot continue in goal. It appears that he might have dislocated his shoulder, so he's going to be out for a while. Zeus Lapaz back in net for Oldham for the second 45. Stevenage unlucky going forward at the other end, nearly opening up a chance. Good defending in the end by the Latics to keep this game 0-0. You do feel that just one goal will change everything. But the ball is skidding off the surface pretty quickly. It's very difficult to see how teams are going to create open chances. Not many happened so far in this game. Still 0-0. And still freezing cold. The rain is swirling in. It's, yeah, you can imagine this is not going to be one for the purists. Decent chance that for Oldham. Long throw in taken by Hamer. Flick header towards goal. Couldn't quite see who did it, but it's in the end a fairly comfortable save. But in this game, that's a pretty good chance, and there's not been much going on. Stevenage have been the better side in the second half, but it's still 0-0. You just feel if any side gets a goal, that will be enough. It's still 0-0, but here comes Stevenage, and they've just won a corner, kept in, and it's going to be a throw-in instead, I think. Yeah, gone for a throw for Stevenage, still 0-0. And yeah, not much to report on in terms of chances, but this weather is terrible. It really isn't helping matters. Great chance for Oldham. It looked like he was offside, but Zankpo got through and hit it straight at the midriff of Paul Farman, who's now down. Well, I say midriff, it may have been a bit lower than that actually, looking at what he's holding, but it's still 0-0, importantly, in this game. A lot of players having a few problems with injury. Seen Luther Wilding go off. I think that's just precautionary because he's just come back from an injury. But it looks like Mohamed Mouch is just warming up to come on, or is about to, yeah, he's stripping off to come on. So Oldham going to make another substitution here. We've got 20 minutes to play, and at the moment, you'd say Oldham would be slightly the happier team. You feel Stevenage will want to win this game. They're bottom of the table. They've got some catching up to. Morecambe, as it stands, are winning as well. And Oldham probably just slightly shaded the game, though the second half has definitely been more Stevenage. How have Stevenage not scored? I do not believe that. A great save by Zeus, then a scramble, header off the bar, cleared off the line. They're just not going to score goals, are they? It's still 0-0, and if Stevenage can't score from that chance, you feel they're probably not going to get a goal in this game. This one's got 0-0 written all over it. Famous last words, I know, but it doesn't look like it's going to be it doesn't look like it's going to be a high-scoring game now. We've only got 12 minutes to go, and I'd be very surprised if we have a winner in this one. entering the last 5 minutes here. It's still Oldham 0, Stevenage 0 at the Latics. I can't see anyone scoring. Stevenage look more likely. Some tired legs out there now, so possibly one last chance could come if someone makes a mistake. Oldham have got Scott Wilson on, he looks lively. Mohamed Silla also looking lively, nice takedown there by him. But at the moment, both sides really lacking that focal point in their attacks. And that is pretty much summing up why they are in the table where they are at the moment. Still, however, 0-0 as we stand. 88th minute, corner to Stevenage. I don't know how Zeus managed to sort of scoop that round the post, to be honest. The weather is bad, so the goalkeepers have got a lot harder job to do. And to be fair to him, he's just taken that corner under his own bar brilliantly. And he's just been fouled as well, blatantly. But referee sees nothing. So 0-0, we've got 88 minutes on the clock here. And we're heading for a draw. It's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time, so still an opportunity for one team to win this game. Stevenage desperately forcing the issues at the moment. They need the win. Oldham look like they're settling for a 0-0 as it stands. But yeah, at the moment we are just heading into that 5 minutes of injury time now. Stevenage on the attack down the left-hand side. It's finished 0-0 here. I'm sure no one is surprised. But the Oldham fans deserve a lot of credit for coming out in this all that way to watch this. Right, I'm standing here with Dino Marmot, Oldham manager. Dino, tonight's game, I have to say, you played really well first half. You were pressing them high, you were causing them problems. You just didn't get the goal. Zankpo had the ball in the net. I was quite level with it. It was, to be fair, offside. But you must be delighted with the way you played tonight.
Yeah, I thought, especially first half, we were fantastic. We outplayed them in every department. I thought the press was different class, good line. Like you said, the only thing we needed was put the ball at the back of the net. We knew second half was going to be difficult because the condition got worse second half. But to be fair, we had the best chance of the game, and I think their keeper Paul Farman has been outstanding for them this season, and you see them tonight again keep them in the game.
Yeah, he made a couple of good stops, didn't he? Especially the one from Zankpo in the second half.
Yeah, they were fortunate to get the point. But listen, I'm looking at the performance level. Our performance has been fantastic, especially last two games.
Yeah.
I thought we responded well from the disappointing end of the year period. We had 2 wins and 3 losses in quick succession. My squad really wasn't enough to deal with those 5 games in about 2 weeks, and we suffered a little bit. We'll get 1 or 2 players back in, hopefully fit, and we'll be much better outfit.
Some good signings you've made so far, and getting in midfield today was excellent. Really looks a good young prospect. Johnny Smith has been brilliant since he's come to the club. In fact, since you've been here, he's improved endlessly. I mean, it's a great thing to see.
Well, I do that. I tend to do that with young players. I've done last season with Elias Chair. When I came into the club, actually, Johnny Smith wasn't playing at all when I came in. And I like working with those talented players. They're lacking that self-belief and confidence, and I do give them that. And you've seen him; he's one of the best players in League Two now.
Yeah, he definitely is. Yeah. Well, good luck for the rest of the season. I hope that the results turn, because your performances last couple of games have been excellent.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.